These are what I consider the best supplements to use in the summer. These are two of my favorite supplements in general. Now, when we talk about supplements in the beekeeping world, you got to be careful. There's a lot of snake oil out there. And I would never tell you that you need to use really any supplement to be a successful beekeeper. So, with that being said, there are tools that we can use in beekeeping to help our hives in certain circumstances. So we have a lot of tools in the tool belt of beekeeping, and the art of becoming a good beekeeper is learning how and when to use those tools to best help your beehive to thrive. So there are very few things that we must do to keep our bees healthy. Kind of boils down to queens, varroa mites, and nutrition. If you get queens, varroa mites, and nutrition right, you'll probably be a pretty successful beekeeper. There are other tools we can use to help in a lot of circumstances. These supplements are two of my favorite that are additional tools. Complete is really, and by the way, these are two things that commercial beekeepers use quite a bit. Now you might say, well, why do I care about that? Well, commercial beekeepers are running it's a business, right? I mean, they aren't going to invest money in things that don't yield a return, that don't benefit the bee's health. We can't stay in business. So these are two supplements that are fairly widely used in the commercial world because they yield consistent results. There are a lot of products out there you're never going to see a commercial beekeeper touch because we kind of know professionally that, yeah, they really don't do anything. That could be another webinar that I can get into one of these days, all the things not to buy. But these are two that are pretty accepted and pretty useful. Complete does a pretty good job at eliminating nosema and boosting brood production significantly. It really increases brood viability. It has about 157 ingredients, and we'll talk about when and how to use that later tonight. Apis Biologix is another one. Cayman Reynolds has named it Rocket Fuel, and so that's kind of one of the names that's catching on. It really mimics the nutrients found in pollen and nectar. This guy spent a decade testing this as a beekeeper and trialing it for a decade with commercial small-scale sideline beekeepers. And really what he worked to do is say, okay, when I'm feeding syrup or I'm feeding a pollen patty, what ingredients, what nutrients are missing that would be found in natural nectar or natural pollen? And so those missing nutrients he put into Apis Biologix. So you mix it with syrup when you feed it to bees, and it kind of replicates natural nectar. So pretty cool stuff. This is when I recommend to use these products. Complete if you need your hive to grow. So if you're making summer splits, if your hive is on the weaker side and you need it to grow, increase brood production, Complete does a pretty good job of helping bees grow. If you have brood issues, so if you're looking at your brood and it's twisted or yellowed or looks melted, possible brood issues, Complete does a pretty decent job of cleaning that up. If you have nosema, by the way, Complete's a great and this is a very both of these are very natural products, non-chemical products. If you're in a drought or a dearth period, Complete works pretty well, and you can drench the hive with Complete rather than putting it in a syrup. So if you've got a hive that doesn't need any more food, Complete can be drenched over the hive, or it can be mixed with syrup. Apis Biologix, if you're trying to maintain hive strength, it can really help. It can help bees grow too. Dearth or drought period, if you're feeding your bees, it's great to mix with syrup, and it's a great supplement when you have a poor pollen or nectar flow. One other quick product I want to mention, we're getting these in next week. So around the 15th, I think that's actually maybe next weekend or ish. These will be available in all our stores, but we think that global pollen patties are the best pollen patties out there. And so what we've done is we've taken global pollen patties and we've mixed them with Apis Biologix or Complete. So you can buy the pollen patty with this stuff already mixed into it. So if you're feeding pollen patties during the summer dearth, you can buy it pre-mixed with those supplements in it.